For a few years, I was stuck with double bass drumming, even though I was practicing and learning as much as I could. Then, through lots of trial and error, I correctly identified 3 big mistakes that was sabotaging my progress. The first is simple but game-changing: practicing the wrong methods and exercises. Imagine if you are trying to move a boat on water with only your hands. It's going to take a heck lot of effort. If you have a proper oar, you will have an easier time. Now, if you installed a fuel motor and then learned how to steer the boat with it, you're going to have the easiest time of all. 3 different methods, drastically different efforts and results. Back in 2018, I was doing a 30-minute long exercise of just 16 notes. Based on a video I saw, the video featured a prominent metal drummer, and I followed his advice without question. Within a year, I was practicing more, yet I wasn't progressing. I didn't know I was doing the wrong exercise for me. That exercise was good for working the large muscle groups and getting to 150 beats per minute, but it didn't work for going faster, which is what I wanted. It was like using an oar. It might work for crossing a lake without too much effort, but trying to row your way across a sea is a different story. Here's the fix. I stopped practicing those 30-minute endurance exercises. I figured out how to engage my fast twitch muscles using mostly my calf and some of my shin, and practice swiveling my ankle. Now I was learning to use the correct muscle, the correct motor. Later on, I also included exercises that switched between subdivisions. This allowed me to gain more control over the large muscle groups and the smaller muscle groups, so that I could flexibly play all the tempos and switch between them. In just 3 months after that, I started seeing progress again, and I finally beat my old plateau of 150 beats per minute. The second big mistake that's sabotaging your progress is not practicing the correct amount. This can be over-practicing and also under-practicing. Even if you're using the correct method, you can still overdo it, overheat and erode your motor. Worst case, the motor breaks down completely. When I started seeing progress again after fixing my first big mistake, I became motivated again, cranked up the hours and strove for bigger BPM gains. Eventually, I hit another plateau at 180 beats per minute. The worst case happened. My motor broke down. I injured my ankle tendon. I had to stop playing drums for 5 weeks. Underwent expensive ultrasonic treatment to heal the tendon, causing me lost time and money. My mistake was I did not respect my body. We are all limited by our energy stores and our current muscle capabilities. So the danger is to go too hard too fast and burn yourself out. We need to progressively grow our muscles by doing just enough intensity and providing enough rest for the muscles to recover, repair and grow stronger and faster. I also did not take into account my personal lifestyle as a musician. I was teaching 5 days a week, gigging at the same time, creating drumming tutorials and covers, and on top of that, finding time to practice. All those 3 activities meant that I was easily using my legs 8 to 12 hours a day. It's no wonder I got seriously injured. Here's the fix. I reduced my practice from 5 times a week to 3 times a week. I also adjusted my practice sessions to give me just enough intensity. I made sure that whatever ache and soreness I was experiencing did not last more than 24 hours. I also took better care of my muscles by stretching them at the end of every day. This helped them to release tension and recover faster as I slept. While I was making those adjustments, I found a simple secret that no one told me. When you are doing the correct exercises, you don't even need a lot of time. I was practicing less, yet I was progressing more consistently, and I finally surpassed my old plateau of 180 beats per minute. But what if your issue was under-practicing? You are under-practicing if you are not committing to one particular method or exercise. If you have tried something for 10 sessions over the course of 1 month and it was not working for you, then you search for another method, try that same thing for 1 month, and then you switch and you keep this switcheroo up. That's when you are actually under-practicing. You did not try each method for enough time. Fast double bass is not an easy thing to do. You have to gain control of so many different muscle groups to play at all the different speeds. So a certain level of consistency is absolutely necessary. How do you solve this problem of under-practicing? You solve this by recognizing the third big mistake, which is not managing your impatience. Back when I was struggling, there were many songs that I wanted to play and it was painful for me not to be able to play them. I was looking at so many other drummers playing double bass so effortlessly that I felt inadequate. Why wasn't I progressing? All these made me very impatient. This was a big mistake because I became blinded by my impatience. You now know how that panned out. The other side of impatience is you will end up constantly questioning your methods. This is where under-practicing occurs because you keep switching up your method. I am not suggesting that you need to develop monk mode patience. For some people, a psychological shift takes ages to build because you are naturally an impatient person. just like I am. But here are some simple and effective methods I used to manage my impatience. Stop looking at your BPM goal marking. If you have a target of 200 BPM and all you see is 200 BPM, you're going to feel lacking all the time until you hit that target. That is going to make you more impatient and you're going to make more mistakes and not practice the correct amount. Instead, have a goal such as, I will increase 1 BPM every week, and that was the goal I made for myself. It might seem puny, but in a year, you have 52 weeks. That's 52 BPM in 1 year, 104 BPM in 2 years. Stop looking at more dramas and doing more research. Pick the right exercises for your weaknesses and current goals. Then, give yourself a time frame to commit to those. For example, I will do 3 exercises for 10 minutes. Do that for 20 sessions. Only after that, then allow yourself to question and evaluate. Now that you know what to do and what to avoid, you might be wondering, so what's the right exercise for you to practice? Find out in this exact video about a routine of exercises that I used to help me to get to where I am today. Don't stop dreaming and don't stop drumming.